This is you becoming that independent, creative, unique version of yourself that you've always knew you were capable of, and not only being able to express that part of yourself, but feel comfortable doing so. Hi Pisces, Bailey B, hanging out for another intuitive reading to help you explore your subconscious and see what's going on. Thank you for being here. I intend for this reading to give you something fascinating to think about, and I hope you can use that information to lead you to more safety and more fulfillment. I want you to check in with your own intuition to see what feels true and only pick up what's resonating with you. Today I have the Modern Witch Tarot deck, one of my faves, by Lisa Sterle, and I want to do a Celtic cross pull. So welcome to the BaileeBeeReadings channel. I'm Bailey B, obviously. Thank you to all my subscribers who have been here with me throughout this year. And if you're not a subscriber yet, hit that subscribe button. I'm here every other day reading for Pisces and trying to grow the channel to my first 1,000 subscribers. So I'm pretty excited. We are almost a year into my YouTube journey, so I'd love to have you along for the ride. Press the like button if you haven't already. Super appreciate that, and exchange some energy with me. All right, one more shuffle and I will pull the Celtic cross for you Pisces for this week. We're headed towards the end of the month. Things are churning. I'm feeling a lot of excited energy, so I think some new things are springing up this spring. All right, so we have the heart of the matter, what's crossing it. We have what's in the past, what's in the root, what's in your head space, what's in the near future, and then we have far future, relationships, hopes and fears, and the final outcome. And then we have, the Ten of Pentacles on the back of the deck. I like that. Perked me up right away. The Ten of Pentacles for me is like the ultimate achievement, at least in this life. I want to be able to support I wish everyone I could help support, but I want to be able to help support my friends and family because I'm kind of a bleeding heart, and it motivates me to be successful, to know that I can help make other people's lives easier too. So that's my motivation for this Ten of Pentacles. What is your motivation, Pisces? What do you typically think about when you think about why you want specific Ten of Pentacles success? Is it your family? Is it your freedom? Your ability to take care of your dogs the way that you want to? Your parents, your aging relatives? Do you want to be able to adopt or have a home that you feel safe and you own maybe, or just a place where I'm seeing the garden here, a place to grow vegetables or spend time outside and just soak in the good life, So it's cool to define what that looks like for you. All right, so let's start out with the heart of the matter. What do we have here, Pisces? The Eight of Wands. Very cool. So quick moving energy, change, communication coming in. This could be you receiving a new offer, a new piece of communication that kind of changes the pace of things for you. I feel like in the past several months, things have been going slower than we wanted them to, or at least that's been my vibe over here in the Bailey B corner. So this is kind of exciting. I like to know that things are picking up. This feels like a lot of inspiration, a lot of synchronicities, things lining up, things becoming easier, more in flow. They're all the energies are moving together rather than moving against each other and creating chaos. This is creating like a direction. And it feels empowering too. It feels like you're here, you're on your motorcycle, you're going where you want to go. You're out on the open road here, and things are just like going your way, Pisces. So I love this Eight of Wands card and how it's presenting right now. There's no better feeling than being on the open road on a motorcycle where you just like don't see anything but road. And it's the part of where I like get around other cars that kind of freaks me out. But when you have that open road and the wind is blowing in your hair and you just have that like feeling of I can go anywhere, that's this feeling of freedom and agency. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so I love that the Eight of Wands is at the center. What is crossing us? The moon. So something that we're not sure about, something that we feel like we can't see, we don't have a lot of information, something that's kind of looking cloudy for us. So it's almost like something's coming in that you're not seeing yet, or you're having a hard time believing that it is going to start lining up for you because you don't see where the path is headed to. This is sort of like if the path is short, right, and all you can see is like kind of right in front of you, it makes you less inclined to fly like this with the Eight of Wands card, and it makes you more cautious and less free to move forward at a driving pace. So I think the tension here between really not knowing what the future is going to hold and letting go and being free and really going for it is what's happening at the center of this reading here. So I'm hoping ultimately we can figure out a way to be okay with the not knowing and almost kind of like trust the path, that the path is going to open up once we get to that point, right? So it's really like it's an exercise in trusting yourself, that you believe in yourself, that you can meet the road at every turn, regardless of whether or not you have a map of what's up ahead. It's like you're believing in yourself right now. You're learning to believe in yourself and trust yourself that even though you can't see what's coming next, at least you can't right now. Things are kind of in darkness and haven't quite come out into like the physical realm where you can calculate it and like quantify it yet. It's almost like, yeah, just trusting yourself that that's okay and that you will be able to essentially figure it out, quantify it when it gets here. Like as soon as it shows up, you'll be able to use those skills of reasoning and quick thinking and just like I said, just because you can't see the future doesn't mean that you can't make plans, right? You can still plan for what's next. So I think, yeah, that tension is difficult for sure, but it's a fun and it's an exciting place to be, even if it is a little bit anxious. So what is in the root of this? The root of this whole venture is the Nine of Pentacles, which is my favorite card. If you have been here for any amount of time, you know this. I'm getting a lot of like independence here. This is a road that you're headed down that's going to bring you independence in some way. And I said growing vegetables earlier. I don't know why I said that with the Ten of Pentacles. It just sort of came out. I was like seeing a vegetable garden there. Even though it doesn't, well, yeah, I think see there's like some greenery down here and it just like screamed vegetable garden. I was thinking tomatoes. Are these tomatoes too? Yeah. Okay. So in like obviously in the traditional Nine of Pentacles, it's grapes, but I love that. I love a good tomato. Anyway, this is independent energy. This is you being able to afford to do what you want and to feel safe that you have enough to sustain you, and even have some luxuries like homegrown tomatoes. And yes, this is where the roots of this situation are planting, will be in your success, your abundance, your independence, your freedom. And I think that's pretty rare. There's not a lot of people who feel that independence and that freedom in their lives. And I know it's, for me at least, it's a huge driver of creating my life, is to create it where I have freedom and independence and sort of flexibility. I think it's my neurodivergence that really requires me to have flexibility in my life. So that's why I love the Nine of Pentacles, because it feels like it feels like a space where I can be myself and thrive according to my own standards. So hopefully that will be developing here for you as well, Pisces. Let's look at what the recent past holds. The Knight of Cups. So you may have had an offer recently. It may have been, I'm getting almost like an insincere offer, not a great offer. The look on this person's face is like so despondent. I'm not getting that it was like an exciting offer. Maybe you were almost like, I'm getting that you were expecting an offer to come in that was more exciting than this, and you almost feel like maybe you have to take it because you might not get another offer. But I'm sensing that this isn't going to be an offer that is going to make you happy. It almost feels like when you feel undervalued, and even though somebody is giving you a chance, you still kind of understand that they don't value your input as much as you feel it should be valued. You might be like kind of overqualified for the position, or be getting like a little bit underpaid, and they don't even kind of appreciate like the extra that you're bringing to the table. So not getting the greatest vibe about this offer that you just received, and maybe you're feeling like pressure, like you might have to take it, but I'm sensing like there's more for you out there. So maybe you're kind of trying to decide or get over the disappointment of having this offer finally come in, and then you being like, oh, this isn't even what I want. So that's rough. I don't envy that feeling of like, oh, I was so excited about this opportunity, and now I'm seeing that it's like not going to live up to my needs and what I was hoping it would be. All right, so where is your headspace right now, Pisces? Queen of Pentacles. So you're really focused on stability, abundance, material. I was going to say wealth, but more like comfort, which obviously you have to have in our society. You have to have some sort of money for comfort, right? We don't set people up, unfortunately, without the money. So it is a necessity of life for a lot of us that we make money. So when I say like, abundance and stability, I'm talking about, yes, money, and also, the feeling of not being afraid of what your living situation might be like soon, or how are you going to pay your rent next month. Those kinds of questions go away when you start to feel, well, once those what am I trying to say? Once our basic needs are taken care of, those stressors are off the table, and that is what you are focused on right now, is what I'm sensing, is like you're super focused on removing the stressors of your basic comfort needs being met. And you're making a lot of sacrifices. You're spending a lot of energy to make that happen right now. And it's starting in your mind here. It is you respecting yourself, respecting how much you are worth, making sure that you and everyone else around you is remembering at all times how much you can bring to the table, how much respect you deserve, how much value your perspective and your talents have when you come to the table. And you're starting to demand that you get your slice, that you are paid what your value is, and that you get what you're putting out in return. So it's a little bit hard, when we are focused on like growth and spirituality and being somebody who grows these other areas, right? Their emotional maturity, their intelligence, their creativity, which is, the cups, knives, and wands there. But when we're talking about pentacles, sometimes it's hard for us to talk about money and the things that we need, because it all of a sudden becomes about something that's really visceral and real and tangible, and it's hard to kind of work around those things, right? But I do think we have more control than we think over the ways in which we provide for our basic needs. And I'm not talking about like luxury, opulence, or even like physical, belongings or, or material goods. It's more of the feeling, the mindset of being like, okay, I am providing for my basic needs no matter what. I'm going to do what it takes to center and calm my nervous system so that it knows that I have its back and that tomorrow is going to be a safe place for me to live in. So you're like super determined to draw those boundaries to make that happen for yourself. And it's what's really driving you forward in your mind. Like, this is where your head's at, it's what you're focused on. And you're basically manifesting that reality for yourself, starting with the way that you believe that you deserve these things in life. And we all do. I believe that every single one of us deserves our basic needs in order to just live on this planet. And right now, I think for you, it's just about finding what it is that you can focus on that will bring this for you because you know that you deserve it. Okay, let's get where your near future is headed. The Ace of Swords, sweet. So a new idea, a new boundary that you're drawing, a new realization of your strength and your ability to speak your mind. This is you drawing the line in the sand and really putting forward your best foot, explaining yourself in a really inspired way, being able to communicate really well with people, or especially feeling like authority figures, like you're able to kind of stand your ground and cut through the BS, have a clear way of describing what you do, what you bring to the table, and feeling really confident about it. So that's a freaking excellent, Pisces. That's a big feat for you to be maturing in the way that you're standing up for yourself. And you're doing it with this real sense of like, I'm standing up for the universe in me, right? The God that lives within me. That's what I'm standing up for. The fact that I have a worthy being inside of me that's worth fighting for, right? And it's the sense that you can do that for yourself right now, which is not easy, Pisces, I know. So congratulations on that new and energized feeling of self-protection and confidence and drawing boundaries for yourself, Pisces. That's awesome. All right, where are we headed for this far future? The Queen of Wands. So you're really going to be able to let your creativity fly. This is you becoming that independent, creative, unique version of yourself that you've always knew you were capable of, and not only being able to express that part of yourself, but feel comfortable doing so, feel empowered doing so, and feel like it's actually getting you somewhere, like you're being appreciated for all your unique gifts. And this might be like for the first time. Like a lot of us are just now kind of coming into our element. And I don't know if that has to do with, where we're born or our birth charts astrologically. There's a lot of different ways to think about our journey collectively. And our journeys individually. I think a lot of us are connected through a lot more than just our birth signs. So there are a lot of commonalities amongst those of us who are coming here for this kind of self-exploration, insight through play. And those people right now, I think, are specifically going through a glow up period where we're realizing how valuable those skills are, especially as Pisces. Like, we sometimes get taken for granted because we are artistic, we're emotionally developed, we have a lot of insight into people and how they behave, how to love people, and how to get people to open up. All of these things are collectively things that I think, work on more than a lot of the other signs. I know I'm not saying that other signs don't also have these qualities. Of course, definitely they do. But specifically, Pisceans, I think, are having a comeback right now, or just very much in the zeitgeist. Like, our personalities, our skills and talents, I think, are being appreciated now more than they have, at least in my lifetime. I'm an elder millennial, so I don't know. If you guys are from a different generation, maybe you can speak to that and your experience with people appreciating the more artistic, emotional qualities about us. But I think it's a great place because we're being essentially empowered and recognized for our strengths, which feels amazing. And it allows us to keep growing and bettering ourselves more and more with all of that positive feedback. All right, the next card is where relationships are going to head. The High Priestess, it's so funny that this card just popped up. I almost just talked about this black cat and used the word intuition. I was thinking about our intuition as well as those artistic and emotional qualities that we have. Our intuition is a huge part of our strengths and our ability to look around us and see details, pick up on others' intentions, emotions, vibes, hidden, things that aren't being explicitly said, but maybe implicitly said. This is what the High Priestess does. They intuit things and kind of have an inner knowing that others don't often see or appreciate, but they are very confident themselves that they hold this knowing. And this is kind of a privileged place, right? You have to have a special developed skill within yourself, listening to yourself, and having these cues mean something to you in your brain and your decision making parts of your brain. You have to focus on making those things important over time. And I'm not saying like everyone, I think, can develop their intuition. It's about trusting yourself, right? But some people have a more developed sense of intuition than others. And I think, Pisces, this might be you. And again, if your relationship with others is becoming maybe more intuitive, you're connecting to people more intuitively, it's feeling more comfortable, a little bit more natural. You're also being appreciated for your intuitive skills. It's becoming more accepted by the people around you that this is something that not only you possess, but you're also reliable in terms of, helping others with this type of information in their own lives. So maybe people are coming to you for advice in terms of like what you're sensing intuitively. I'm even getting like business wise, like I think you have a sense of where things can grow, where things can develop further down the road, and you might have a vision that others don't quite have. But I think people are starting to trust that you have a vision and that it can really take them places that are beneficial. So it's one thing to have a vision, right? It's a completely other thing to be supported in that vision and have others say, we might not see it, but we believe in you and we're going to help you do it, help you get there. So I think, again, this is about you embracing yourself, your own qualities, and drawing those boundaries around those gifts that you have and saying, like, this is legitimate. This is something that you can come to me and rely on me for. And it is becoming more known in your circles that this is who you are. And I think that's something to be really proud of, Pisces. All right, next we have hopes and fears. What are your hopes and fears, Pisces? The Empress. This is such badass energy up here. Look at this. I'm sorry, I'm just going to do this weird thing where I'm gathering all of the cool cards. But, I mean, come on. Badass energy. Badass queen energy. Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, the High Priestess. This is just so much awesome energy. I cannot wait to see where this year is going for you, Pisces, because this is a bunch of super exciting, you know, energy. It might not be quite here for you yet because it's like internally you're manifesting this existence. And I almost feel like you've literally just rolled up your sleeves and been like, screw it, I'm not living like that anymore. And I'm not waiting for people to like change their minds about me. So I'm just gonna act as if they already believe what I believe about myself, which is I'm talented. I have things that I need to get out and display in the world, and I am worth a lot more than how I'm being valued right now. So I'm just going to behave in ways that demand those, you know, that respect. And it's so much easier said than done. It's like when I struggle mentally and emotionally, I always think like, yeah, that would be so great, right? If I could just all of a sudden like believe in myself more, or like I do believe in myself, but that doesn't necessarily mean that others are going to give me the support I need in order for me to keep going, right? But there was a point where I kind of broke and was like, no, I'm not living like this anymore. I am going to find places where I am appreciated. And if I don't find that, I'm just not participating. Like I'm going to move on. And it is, yeah, it takes a lot longer to find where you're appreciated. Sometimes it's a big financial sacrifice to get out there and move on and find where you will be appreciated. And sometimes you end up really making other people mad because they want you to stay where you're at. And sometimes it's sad to say it benefits them for you to be underappreciated because it then allows them to extract things from you that benefit them that aren't necessarily good for you. But the truth is you're allowing them to do that to a certain extent, right? So there's a lot to be said for non-participation, to just like completely pulling back your energy altogether and just refusing to participate in whatever it is that you're not fully getting your needs met. And because of this energy out here, there's like no sense of lack in these cards. There's no lack energy whatsoever. It might be a little bit unknown with the moon card here crossing you. Like that's what is, creating maybe that little bit of anxiety or even fear that you're feeling lately. But it is quickly, with this Eight of Wands in the center, coming into alignment, becoming more of an inflow for you, all of the things that are lining up for you in your life. It's coming in fast to where you're really starting to see all the little seeds popping out of the ground that you planted. All right, so what's this last card for our final outcome? Let's see where we're headed. The Tower. Oh, snap. So, a huge change in our life. This honestly couldn't be better for me. I think that this Tower moment is like you're leveling up. If there is all of this Queen energy leading up to this Tower moment, it's almost like you are building up to create this sudden upheaval of your foundation on your own. Like you are the one who is creating this Tower moment for yourself. You've decided that this tower that you built is not where you want to live. It's not where you want to be. It's not worth it anymore. And you're just ready to essentially metaphorically burn it all down and start over again, which is not a bad place to be. And this essentially makes it a clean slate, a fresh beginning for us to really sit in the physicality of this energy of the Empress, the High Priestess, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, where we're taking care of ourselves, we're drawing those boundaries, we're understanding our worth. And sometimes it does take huge changes, huge upheaval, and sometimes it's a big surprise. Like sometimes we don't really see it coming, even though we've been doing the work and it's like we know that we want change, but sometimes like it's somebody, I was hearing this quote recently. It said like change happens slowly and then it happens fast, right? So there's always, it's like an exponential thing, right? Where it starts off really slowly, but then the further along you go, the faster and faster and faster it picks up to the point where you turn around at some point and you're like, holy cow, I can't believe I've come this far. So this right now is you, I sense, building up and up and up and up this time ramp, and then hitting a certain point of like capacity where you're just exponentially growing, and that requires change. But I'm also not getting any like fool energy here. Like this is a new beginning for you. It's like it's not a new start. It is the crescendo to come out the other side of the crescendo to the like moment, where you're finally like able to take a deep breath and really appreciate all of the work that you've put in. So I do think this big change that's happening is happening for the better. You're going from being undervalued, underpaid, overworked to all of a sudden being like, no more, I'm doing this other thing now. And it's because you've been building that up with inside of you. And you're going to be rewarded for it. The Knight of Ten of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Empress. Like, it does not get any more abundant, solid, free, and independent than those particular cards. So super good news for you, Pisces. I'm so happy about these cards that came out today. Really looking forward to see where all of this is taking you. Please keep me posted in the comments below. I love to hear what's happening with y'all. And send this to somebody who you feel like might need some extra encouragement and extra confidence coming up for the next couple of weeks, Pisces. Share the love and press the like button as well if you haven't already. I really appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world, Pisces. And I hope you live long and prosper.